Retiring early? Won't you be bored? I'm always really confused when I get that comment because there are so many things that I am looking forward to do with my life. And whenever people ask me, where do I even start on my journey to financial independence? Although you may think it is about money, it is not at all. It is really about finding out and figuring out why you even want to chase fire. So I'm here today to talk about that, to talk about discovering your why for fire and how to begin your own journey to financial independence and potentially retiring early. Hey guys, welcome back to Millennial Money Honey. I'm Katie, a girl on fire, and FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. I am retiring at 35 and I'm taking you along on the adventure. So if you too are on your journey to financial independence, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops, and like this video so we can spread the fire. I'm all about living a balanced life and finding financial wellness, not depriving yourself along the way. So if you're into that too, let's talk money, honey. For those who say, why don't you just go and find your passion now? If you have that thought, which I get, a lot of people do, you are in a really fortunate position, and I'm happy for you. That is very lucky of you to be able to, have the funds and money to step away from your job, if only temporarily, to pursue a passion that you like. And not everybody has that opportunity to take a salary cut, to have the luxury of time to explore different pursuits of passion. This is why I'm so passionate about spreading the fire for everybody to achieve financial independence, or at least know that it is an option, and that through investing your money, you are able to have a sustainable life where you can truly pursue your passions without having to worry about money. Well, you might think, oh, let me just crunch my numbers and see how much I need to invest and I'll be ready to. That is actually not the first place I recommend people start. Really, what I want you to do, the very first thing before you even begin, or if you haven't done it already and you're already on your journey, is to write down every single thing you want to do with your life. And I actually just did this exercise again. I did it when I first started my fire journey, but I just did it the other day to kind of pulse check myself to make sure my goals are still there. And I'm not saying you have to have these goals forever, that they are static and they are not fluid and changing, but it's good to periodically do it every few years to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Before we get into my personal goals, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about how to write a good goal. Because when I talk to a lot of people and ask them, oh, what kind of things do you want to do when you reach fire? They're like, oh, I want to travel more, or I want to start a company. Well, those are great, noble things to do and good pursuits. They're not specific enough. And it's hard to stay motivated when you're just like, yeah, I like traveling, I want to travel. So for example, if you say, I want to travel, where do you want to travel to? What do you want to see? Who do you want to travel with? How do you want to travel? What type of hotels do you want to stay at? Do you want to backpack? Do you want to do a cross-country train from New York to the Pacific coast? When you start thinking about your goals, you need to get really, really specific. Without that specificity, it's really hard to visualize it as a thing you really, 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 really want to achieve. So let me give you a few examples that I wrote down from my own personal goals, life goals. Okay. My very first life goal, and something that has always been a priority to me when I reach financial independence, is starting a family and having kids by 38. Minimum, I would like 2 kids, so I feel like starting at 38, if I don't already have kids, I'm 29 currently, I want to start working towards, starting that process of, finding a sperm donor if I need, or whatever it is. That is actually really important because I know that my lifestyle right now is going to have to accommodate future little humans. So that being said, it's a really, really important life goal. And I know that part of my fire goal, I will have to consider that financial aspect into it. Oh, okay. I want to design an app, but I'm actually not going to say that one because I don't want to give away the idea yet. It's a really simple one, and I really don't expect to make any money from it, but it's very, very specific and niche. And I think just as a basic girl, I kind of want an app that does this. So anyway, that's a teaser. Sorry, that was annoying. I didn't actually tell you anything, but designing an app, and I have written in detail what the app will do and how you'll use it. And I want to design an app just purely to have made an app. One of my life goals is to go to all of the national parks in the contiguous US and Hawaii. Alaska, it's actually really hard to get to some of the national parks. I learned this on a date. Actually, he had go to all the US national parks too, and then he was like, well, actually some of the ones in Alaska you have to charter a helicopter, yada yada, and it's a lot way more expensive than you think. And I was like, okay, well, I'll switch it to be contiguous US and Hawaii. So that's a reflection of a more fluid goal of that, because I learned that fact last year. Haven't really done any research, just took his word for it. So I hope that's right. Let me know in the comments if not. I really want to travel with mom and dad wherever they want to go to at least one time a year. My parents are nearing retirement age, and you only have so many more good quality years at 60 plus to travel, I feel like, before really takes a toll on your body, to be honest. And spending that time with them while I can and while I'm young, it is so important for me to do that. And so I don't have, this isn't really super specific as far as travel goes, but it's kind of dependent on my mom and dad. Where do they want to go? And I am 100% down to, be there with them and enjoy some of that time with them. Another one of my goals is to rent a little Airstream or trailer and see if I want to buy one. Initially, I had buy a trailer, but I think it's best to rent one for, several weeks, or a month, and do a road trip to some national parks to test whether or not I want to buy one. If I do end up really liking it, I would invest in an Airstream for myself. I think the van life is really romanticized. And obviously, as a millennial, I like to imagine a simple life. Would I actually like it? I think so, but I would just really want to test it out for 3 months. And lastly, one of my early retirement goals is to host at least once a FIRE event. I think specifically a women event for young women who are early retirees in Utah or Montana or Wyoming, super vibey, and do it at least once, because I want to see if I even like event planning and things like that. And I think, being retired and being able to focus on that would be extremely fun. Plus, community is just one of my core values, which if you haven't checked out that core value video, be sure to check that out. I'll leave a link up top. I think it would be cool to have a retreat for women who are on the path to financial independence, and just be able to chill and hang out and relax and take cute pics for the gram, and it'd be a vibe. So those are some of my personal life goals. Maybe they'll inspire yours, but they are very specific to myself and what I want to do with my life. It'll be interesting to do it again when I have kids, and my priorities, I think, will shift, but always having my clear why in mind really gets me so excited. And then finally, once you've written out your extremely precise goals, then what I do is mood board everything. And so I have a vision board. This was inspired by my girl Cinia at Finance. Be sure to check her out on Instagram. She is so great and so inspiring. But she turned me on to this idea of vision boarding, and that truly just crystallized my FIRE dreams. I could see the vision. So what I like to do is just pull a bunch of images off the internet. You can dump it in Canva. I personally use the Figma app and kind of mood board it out. You can create a Pinterest board. I like to actually mood board it out or put it in Google Slides and actually see how all the images look together. And then I can see in this clear little concise grid exactly my goals and dreams realized. So I hope that helped you start thinking about your journey to FIRE. It's definitely where I begin. If you have already started, no sweat, go back and do this exercise. I think it's super valuable to stay motivated, to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing, and above everything else, keep you motivated on your journey because it is going to be many years. I still have another 6 years to go, so it's important to be focused on why I am doing what I'm doing. Leave a comment below with one of your own personal life goals that you've thought about, and hopefully that will inspire others to think about all the possibilities and realize that no, early retirement does not mean being bored. It means having the option to pursue all of your life goals and the things you want to do. And also important though to remember that some of these goals are doable now and to be kind of doing them and weaving that into your journey where it's possible. So be sure, if you haven't already, like this video for the algorithm so we can spread the fire. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. And let's retire early together.